I'd love to see an East Coast, West Coast matchup, right?
He's an MLB All-Star, of course, World Series champion with the New York Yankees. My husband geeked out and demanded to co-host today's show.
A bit. Long time Yankee fan.
Good to see you, baby. Yes, sir.
We've only been Zoomers. We've never been...
I know. We've never,
right, exactly.
been actually in person.
Couldn't hang out. So we're celebrating with our Batter Up show today. We've thrown down some serious food, but now it's time to catch up, Nick. Why don't you start?
Yes, I'm curious what you think since baseball is in full swing, almost full swing. Get it?
Very subtle.
And we're getting to the end of the season. What are your predictions for the playoffs, World Series?
Yeah, I mean, you know, baseball is doing well when both New York teams are sitting atop the division.
Yes.
Right? A lot of good stuff going on. I think I'm just like everybody else in the world. I would love to see, at the end of the day, I'd love to see an East Coast, West Coast matchup, right?
Yes.
A Los Angeles Dodgers, New York Yankee World Series.
Yep.
Sounds pretty good to me.
That's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
There's a lot of records that might be broken.
You know, they're already getting broken right now, you know, back east. So, speaking of players, who made you want to play, and who did you try and model your career after?
I think my dad would kick my butt if I didn't say him. My dad played in the big leagues for
Nice.
10 years, right?
Of course.
I mean, you gotta
but
go
if I
with the
had
famous.
somebody outside my father, my two favorite players growing up were Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
And people, they always say, you know, you're not old enough. You were never able to see him play. But I wrote book reports and I wrote articles, and the fact that somebody would lose his life helping others really hit me in a spot where something I'll always remember. So to be able to have that sort of role model, someone that I never got to meet but always wanted to live up to, and so now I guess I'm just trying to live my best life and be the best human being I can be nowadays. You know?
And I think baseball, if you become a fan of baseball, I was saying this earlier in the show, it is so poetic, it is so moving to watch, whether it's your team or just some of these greatest moments in baseball history. It's so moving to me that it's man against self and man against man and team against team all at the same time. And I remember many, many years ago doing on the local news a little thing called Home and Away. It became $40 a day, and all the travel shows I did for Food Network in the years later. But I went to all of the ballparks I could get to for $100 or less, and I asked all these great players their first memories of baseball. What is your first memory of baseball?
So my first memory of baseball was probably when I was 6 years old. And my father played in the big leagues for 10 years, but also coached in the minor leagues for another 12, 13 years. So my first recollection of the game was playing tape ball. Now, this is kind of gross, but this is how I did it back in the day. My dad was coaching for the Waterloo Indians, the Waterloo, Iowa Indians. It was A-ball for the Cleveland Indians at that time. And back then, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of baseball, so what guys would do after the game was over, they would rip the tape off their ankles, and they would just throw it on the ground. Well, that was a perfect time for me to get up all the tape I could, create a baseball myself, and that's how I would get in the locker room. You know,
tape ball!
Yeah, tape ball, like saving up all the aluminum cans after the game, and that's how I bought my first mitt. So there's just so many little things that come into play, and now that I've got my own family and my own girls.
Yeah, how is your
Oh
family?
my gosh, dude,
Do the girls throw well?
They
Are
do.
they athletic?
They are very athletic, and I pray to God they continue to keep looking like their mother. They are doing such a good job so far. But I am a girl dad through and through. I got the braids down. I've got the lunch. I mean, you name it, I've got it all.
You got the braids and the lunch down.
I am so blessed to be able to have the two greatest daughters that anybody could ever ask for. The greatest wife, the most beautiful wife, the most supportive wife, the most talented wife.